Item number 95-2011 is the Town Center Plan Update and Map. This was tabled from our meeting of May 9th. And at this point, I would ask Councilor Sullivan to update the council.
Thank you.
Oh, do we need? Oh, I'm sorry. The town manager reminded me we need a motion to take this off the table. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? All right, thank you. Okay, Jessica.
Yes, this was actually a 2010 council goal, and basically just an update of the status of the Town Center District since its inception in 1993. So I'll just read for the listening audience and those here the brief history of this, and then if the chairman thinks I ought to, I could just point out some things on the larger map that's over by the podium. In 1993, the Cape Elizabeth Town Council created the Town Center Planning Committee, which represented various members of the Cape Elizabeth community. The committee developed a town center vision and goals and included 37 specific recommendations, which would, in time, and as funding were to become available, provide both short-term and long-term planning. The 1993 goals and recommendations are, well, they're in the packets. There's some at the back of the room, are in bold, and I've written the current status of each one below. There are 37 different recommendations. First of all, I want to thank Maureen O'Meara, the town planner, for helping me with this. And I thought that basically what I would do is just go through each of the original 37 recommendations and report on whether they had been done or addressed or not, and why. And then I thought it would be a good idea just to update the town center map. And so if, with the chairman's permission, should I go over and point out it, or do you think?
I think we've all had an opportunity to read through this, and I know you're trying to do this for the benefit of the public, both here and on TV, but 37 is a pretty big number.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not planning on going through the individual recommendations.
Oh,
I'm sorry if
I misunderstood.
I'm sorry about that. No, I just thought I'd point out the map.
That's
all.
Great. Yeah, please do so.
I mean, if anyone has any specific questions, I'd certainly be happy to answer them.
All right, phew. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
I think that should pick you up. The microphone should pick you up, Jessica.
Okay. Well, the councils have an 11 by 17 in front of them, but for those of you here, the Town Center District is in lavender. And the bold blue lines outline what is currently town-owned property. This dark lavender section is the town center core sub-district, which was separated a little bit because it has lots of little building, it's very compact, and so the committee at the time felt it deserved a little special definition. The town center plan in 1993 dealt a lot with sidewalks, and so I thought it would be a good idea to point out what was planned and what was actually built. And so what you'll see is the green lines, sidewalk lines, and orange sidewalk lines. What is orange has not been created. What is green has been created. So what you see that is green is existing sidewalk, and these sections of orange, there is no sidewalk. And so ultimately my recommendation to the town council as a result of doing this updated report is to perhaps recommend to the council at their pleasure consideration of a workshop to determine whether or not they think that any of the recommendations from 1993 that weren't done deserve merit or any further action. So basically it's just, here's where we are today from the original 1993 plan. So, any questions?
Does anybody on the council have any questions?
I do.
Go ahead, Sarah.
So when you say sidewalk, does that mean it includes the I forget the name of, the green strip with the trees and the,
The Esplanade?
yes, thank you. So in each of these orange where you're recommending, would that be just merely putting in a sidewalk, or would it be the whole kit and caboodle?
I think it's just merely sidewalk, because a lot of the original center design with esplanades and so forth was ultimately not accepted. So my understanding is this is basic sidewalk and with probably basic landscaping along with it. Because in 1993, they created several scenarios of design, but they were ultimately not ever implemented.
And that could be a conversation for another day.
Right.
I thought that town center standards encouraged, if not required, an esplanade between the sidewalk and the roadway. And that doesn't mean necessarily with trees and light fixtures, but for safety purposes. But I agree with you, Jessica. I think it would be helpful for the council to put this issue to a workshop in the future, and we could evaluate whether we ought to move forward with any of these recommendations that haven't been implemented. Unless there are other questions, I'm wondering if there's a motion? Unless people disagree with me. Jim?
I move that we accept the Town Center Plan 2011 review update as presented by Councilor Sullivan and take her recommendation to consider or to plan for a workshop to discuss those recommendations that have not been implemented and determine what merit they might have in consideration for further action on behalf of the town.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Sarah?
Just to thank Jessica for all the work that must have gone into these recommendations.
And as well as the town planner, this definitely appears to have been the result of a lot of hard work, so thank you.
You're welcome.
All those in favor of the motion? Thank you.